Hi there. Today about engaging with the thoughts in connection with what is the self, definition of yourself, who am I really on how to live. It is engaging with the thoughts that creates the so-called reality. The experience of reality, the experience of I, me, myself, mine, others, the world. It's all the consequence of engaging with the thoughts. Part of the mind that is conditioned, in our case, conditioned by being attached to a human form, has this wrong identification. And the thoughts, in connection with this wrong identification, are rising and falling all the time, are forming and disforming all the time, are appearing and disappearing all the time, non-stop. And by engaging with these thoughts, by focusing on them, by deliberating on them, by sort of sitting on them and extending them in all directions, and then on and on and on, we create the experience of so-called reality. And then we live in this creation as a consequence of believing that the conditioned mind, the part of the mind that is conditioned, is the true thing. That this so-called reality is a real, substantial, existing on its own, which is all absolutely not correct, which is all at fault. And so we live on and on in this fault, in this faulty thinking, with this wrong view, absolutely wrong view. We just keep engaging inside the conditioned mind, in this cage of a conditioned mind, in this cage, without even knowing, in most of the cases, or understanding that there is a much larger part of the mind that is pure, that is absolutely unconditioned, that is still, and that is self-aware, all-knowing, at any moment, beyond this conditioned mind, beyond this human conditioning of a body, of a me, of myself, of others, of the world, beyond the space and time. This pure mind is what actually is. And all this conditioning, part of the mind that is conditioned, just keeps us living this dream reality. And we struggle, because it all comes and goes all the time, because these thoughts are coming and going all the time, are appearing and disappearing all the time. Nothing stays, everything changes, everything that is born needs to die. Every moment on from the birth is a moment closer to the death, and in between everything is just a change. You cannot attach to anything without a pain, without a suffering, without a struggle. The only way to get out of this prison is to go beyond, to recognize and reconnect with the pure mind, with the still mind, which is as simple as that. We need to correct our view, our attitude, our point of looking at things, our understanding. We have to move from the wrong understanding to the right understanding. And with that move, absolutely everything will get transformed. We will go way beyond this shell, this prison of a so-called human experience. Is this worth dedication? Is developing this right attitude, right understanding of what is that worth a dedication? Or are we completely okay with just going from one birth and death to another birth and death to another, from one struggle to another struggle, and so on and so on, always staying inside the conditioned mind, inside the engagement with the thoughts, engaging with the thoughts all the time, non-stop, 24/7, and creating this sort of reality either in wakeful time or in sleeping time or imagining time or any time that we experience. We always inside this conditioned experience of reality. Maybe something to ponder on, maybe something to deliberate, maybe something to engage with beyond the thoughts, not just blindly following the thoughts and attaching to each one of them as they come and go, but reaching beyond it, connecting with the still mind, with the pure mind, and start to contemplate the thoughts, start to contemplate what is happening, start to contemplate how are all these feelings and sensations and so-called emotions inside the experience of a physical body being created, how they come and go as a consequence of thoughts, conditioned thoughts coming and going all the time. Whichever way we look at it, whichever way we turn it around, it's a prison. It's a trap. It's a trap. And the source of this trap is engaging with the thoughts. So obviously there are practices that sort of take you beyond engaging with the thoughts, that take you to reconnect with the still part of the mind, with the pure mind. But one needs to want to go down that path, want to know and understand what actually is. Is that you? Enough words for today. Take care.